Hi. As a woman of color, for me, racism is something I face every single day. I want to share you a bit about my story. My name is Kageni, and when I came to study in Australia, I came to do electrical power engineering, and I was so grateful when I really worked in a male-dominated industry, and I was the only female in my team, and I remember even when I got a job to go work up in the mines, it's like I was the only black person in the entire town. So, what I'm sharing here are some of the challenges I experienced that none of my other colleagues and counterparts experienced or ever had to experience or endure. And the worst part of it is, even though they could, they didn't know how to help me because these problems had my name on it. And this comes just by being a woman of color. Okay. First of all, one of the things I realized is there was this misperception where a black woman is so misperceived and over sexualized that as sometimes, however hard you work, however smart you are, you're always reduced to an object of fantasy. And this, I think, has been traced down to back in the days of slavery when black women were used as mistresses. But I mean, times have changed that. And somehow that glared the color of lenses in which some people will may see people like me or black women. It may not be conscious, but it definitely works on a subconscious and unconscious level. And how did this affect me in the workplace? I remember one time I had a good review, and the HR, who happened to be a woman, said this to me. It's because he possibly fancied you. That is how it starts to impact your life. And that's not the only thing I started to realize. There were things whereby, for example, you do 3 times the workload for half the pay. And maybe that happens to other people, but when you're the only one, the one black token in an entire organization, that is culture. It's no longer a fluke. Okay, well, the other thing is, every day-to-day life, racism is something you cannot escape. You can have it on the bus, on your way to work, when you're buying your cup of coffee and you're just faced with a bit of hostility and your $5 coffee is no longer a $5 coffee, it's a hint of disdain in it. By the time you're going to put petrol on your way out of work, by the time you get home, seriously, you just need to breathe and relax. So I put together 6 steps on how to overcome racism. I call this the Racism Survival Kit. It's what has taken me so long, one, to heal myself after leaving the corporate world, because I realized if racism is a system, then there's no way I can succeed in a system that is designed to make sure people like me do not succeed. If I was willing to stay there and fight, that would have worked. But maybe I'm just meant to pave my own way in life. Then that's between me and the universe. And I was willing to do that. That was the price I was willing to pay. However, why I put this together is because I took 5 years to heal myself. I may not have endured physical trauma, but on a mental, emotional, psychological level, I needed to heal. And I did that the best way I knew how. I went on a spiritual quest, and I won't lie to you. I traveled to one of the world's most spiritual places. I went to places like Thailand just to do 10 days silence meditation. I went to places like Hawaii where I met with kahunas who've just been born and bred to be spiritual leaders. And I just trained with the best authorities I could find in the spiritual industry right now, this for spiritual development and personal development. And anyway, long story short, because this took me 5 years, in the end, I found myself going back to my roots. I went back to live within my tribe. And for me, it was through living in a tribal setting that I reconnected with my humanity, that Ubuntu. And I realized what I was searching for this whole time. It's like it was a sense of belonging I was looking for. I needed to wake up and feel people don't wish me harm. People could wish me well. I needed to wake up in a place where I felt accepted. I didn't need to be something else to be loved. And most importantly, I didn't need to be misjudged, misperceived, misrepresented, and have negativity projected at me constantly just for the color of the skin I was born in. And from that, I found my healing. And so now, looking at my life, I've come to accept it. Racism is an external threat I may have to face. But maybe in a few generations, people may never have to face this. And looking at my younger self, I didn't have the tools to deal with it. So if I look at it like this is a Bengal tiger that's in the jungle, but I have to walk through the jungle, how can I survive this? And this is what I've put together for you, or people who train with people with color, any allies, anyone who wants to educate themselves. I hope it will help you. And please send me an email, give me your feedback, and I hope this blesses you, and may you receive it in the love and well-intended meaning I have really put this down for you, because I do believe you are a beautiful soul, and I do believe you are magnificent, and we all have a right to belong to this planet and contribute to it. Ashe, I am Kageni.